As Nicolás Maduro sits behind bars in the United States, experts are looking backward about 4 decades to understand what could come next for Venezuela.
Like the 80s, beginning of the 90s, we haven't seen any actions of this sort since then.
Exactly 36 years ago to the day, on January 3, 1990, Panamanian dictator Manuel Noriega surrendered during the U.S. invasion of Panama. He was brought to the U.S. to face drug trafficking charges in an operation ordered by President George H.W. Bush.
Don't worry, be happy.
This time, on January 3rd, 2026, President Trump ordered soldiers to capture Maduro and his wife and bring them to America.
It is a clear signal from the U.S. saying, okay, so we're back in Latin America. We're going to be present, and not necessarily through the legal international agreed norms that we have created in the past 20 years, but more in the logic of what we did in the 80s and beginning of the 90s.
University of Washington lecturer Roberto Dondish says Panama is the closest historical parallel, but it's still not a perfect match.
In Panama, the U.S. intervened completely militarily to cover the country. We haven't seen this in Venezuela.
He also points to the U.S. invasion of Iraq in 2003.
The U.S. actually tried to get international support for it. First. And even though the action itself was still illegal, but the U.S. had a legal explanation of why they did it.
Maduro's government is still intact. His hand-picked vice president and administration remain in power.
And history doesn't always repeat itself exactly, but it does rhyme. And whether Venezuela follows the path of Panama, Iraq, or forges something entirely new will depend on what the United States and Venezuela's new leaders do next. Live in studio, Bridget Chavez, King 5 News.